Okay, imagine this with me for a moment, if you will.
Yeah.
You step out of a taxi, right? And immediately this humid air, this Hanoi air, it just sort of embraces you.
Mm-hmm.
Hits you right away.
Yeah, but it's not just the heat, is it? It's the texture of the air. It feels thick, somehow kind of electric.
Yeah, charged.
And before you can even really take it all in visually, this sound washes over you, a symphony almost of motorbike horns, like millions of them.
It's constant, but it's not what you'd expect, is it?
No,
Yeah.
exactly. It's not angry honking like you get in some cities. It feels more like a language, a kind of urban sonar.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Urban sonar. Each beep is like a little declaration. I'm here, moving through. It's communication.
Yeah, fluid, almost graceful communication in this nonstop river of bikes.
And it's not just a sound that, greets you. It's this immediate, total envelopment from that very first second.
Right.
Hanoi doesn't just invite you in. It pulls you into its rhythm, engages every single sense. You're not just watching, you're in it.
You are so in it. And then all the smells start hitting you. This complex, really intoxicating blend. You got the savory steam from pho cooking right there on the sidewalk. I mean, inches away sometimes. Star anise, all that.
Unmistakable.
And that mixes with the sweet smell of frangipani blossoms, maybe falling from a tree over some crumbling wall.
Yeah, you catch whiffs of it everywhere.
And then there's this faint, sort of alluring scent of incense, too, from some little temple tucked away down a tiny alley.
Right. Hidden altars, little shrines.
And visually, your eyes are just trying to keep up. Maybe you see a cyclo, the bike taxis.
Oh, yeah, iconic.
Pedaling so serenely through these streets that seem impossibly narrow. How do they even do that? And the passengers just reclining like royalty amidst this, well, it looks like chaos, but it feels strangely organized.
It is organized chaos. That's Hanoi.
That whole experience, that's not just arriving in Hanoi, that's your initiation, straight in.
It's definitely more than an initiation. It feels like an invitation, doesn't it? To experience a city in a completely different way. That initial sensory overload, it forces you to drop your preconceptions.
Yeah, you can't just be passive.
No, Hanoi demands your full attention, your full presence, right from the get-go.
And that's exactly what we're aiming for today. Our mission as we, dive deep into Hanoi is to look beyond the surface, go past the usual tourist checklists,
Right.
and try to connect with something deeper. Its soul, really, because a city like Hanoi, so ancient, so resilient, it's not just buildings and streets. It has this animating spirit.
And that spirit, that sort of foundational essence, it actually has a name that echoes through 1,000 years of history. It's called the Aura of Thang Long.
Thang Long.
Yeah. Think of it like the city's spiritual DNA, a guiding force that shaped its identity, its resilience, its unique character for, over a millennium.
Wow.
So understanding Hanoi, really understanding it, it starts with connecting to that ancient pulse.
A millennium. It's hard to even grasp. So where does this story, this aura, actually begin?
Okay, so you have to go way back.
Yeah.
Autumn 1010.
Okay.
There's this visionary king, Lai Tai Tai. And he makes this huge decision. He decides to move the imperial capital.
From where?
From Honolulu, which was, more defensible up in the mountains, but also kind of constrained. He moves it to the Red River Delta. Much richer, more central.
Strategic move, then.
No.
Agriculture, waterways.
Exactly. And as his royal barge is approaching this new site, legend has it, and legends in Hanoi, they carry real weight.
Right.
A golden dragon, shimmering, soars into the heavens, right in front of him. A divine omen. You can't really mistake that.
Wow, a golden dragon. So that's where the name comes from.
Precisely. The king, Lai Tai Tai, he immediately gets it. This is destiny, a blessing. So he names the new capital Thang Long.
Which means?
City of the Ascending Dragon.
Makes sense.
And you see, that name, it's so much more than just a historical footnote or some poetic description. It's a living symbol. It speaks of majesty, sure, but also, crucially, resilience of a sacred land, extraordinary people. This city, under that dragon banner, hasn't just, existed for 1,000 years. It has weathered incredible storms.
Invasions, occupation.
Everything. And it's emerged each time, not just intact, but stronger, more itself, more defined.
So this ancient origin, this aura of Thang Long, how does it connect to the Hanoi we see today? What does it mean for our deep dive?
Well, it means we're exploring a city that's absolutely defined by these captivating dualities, these contrasts.
Okay, like what?
Like, it's profoundly ancient, right? History etched into every stone. You feel it.
Definitely.
But at the same time, it pulses with this young, modern energy. It's vibrant.
Yeah, the motorbikes again.
Exactly. And it's fiercely, unmistakably Vietnamese. Its spirit, its culture, the food. Oh, the food. Yet its character is also deeply marked, sometimes beautifully scarred, you could say, by a century of French colonial influence.
That's a huge duality right there.
It is.
Yeah.
And think about the pace. You can find these incredibly serene moments, maybe by a lake, just quiet contemplation.
Like Hoan Kiem Lake.
Perfect example. And then literally around the next corner, you're swept up in this exhilarating, chaotic street life.
It's jarring, but amazing.
And it's the solemn political center of the country, right?
Yeah.
Holding all this history. But it's also a city that lives its most authentic life right out on the sidewalks. The markets, the food stalls, just people living.
It's all happening in public.
And what's really key here, what you absolutely have to grasp, is that this complex identity, it wasn't born from peace and quiet. Not at all.
Right, you mentioned the storms.
It was forged to the fires of resistance, and cultivated through this remarkable capacity for synthesis, for blending things.
Synthesis. Explain that a bit more.
Okay, so for over 1,000 years, Hanoi has faced invaders trying to, control it, change it, erase its identity. The Ming Chinese in the 15th century occupied it for decades.
Right.
Then the French, systematically reshaping the city, the administration, even the language.
And then the American War.
And the American bombers, yes. But Hanoi wasn't just passive. Its resilience is active, it's dynamic.
So it doesn't just endure, it absorbs, transforms.
Exactly. Transforms is the key word. Hanoi has this incredible, almost like alchemical genius for absorbing foreign influences, adapting them, and ultimately Vietnamizing them, making them distinctly Hanoian.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Look at the architecture. Those grand French colonial villas. Beautiful, right?
Yeah, the yellow ones with green shutters.
Many of them are now painted in the imperial yellow of traditional Vietnamese royalty.
Oh, interesting. Subtle.
It's a subtle but profound reclamation, an assertion of Vietnamese identity over the colonial legacy. Or, even better, you can taste it in pho.
Ah, yes. The national dish.
The undisputed soul of Vietnamese cuisine, right? Well, it's widely believed its roots might lie in the French stew, pot au feu.
Really? I didn't know that.
But it's not just about the possible origin. It's how the Vietnamese palate, the herbs, spices, techniques, completely reclaimed and redefined it. Turned a foreign idea into the essence of Vietnamese comfort food. A national symbol.
That's incredible. From pot au feu to pho.
It's culinary alchemy. It speaks volumes about the city's ability to selectively absorb and powerfully make things its own. This whole process, this cultural negotiation, it's not just history. It's the source of the city's strength, its character.
So the Thang Long aura isn't like a dusty relic.
Not at all. It's a living, breathing force of survival and adaptation. It's this quiet confidence that allows Hanoi to be so many things at once. And all of them feel authentic, genuinely Hanoian.
Many things at once, all authentic. I really like that. It's not about erasing the past, but weaving it in so completely you don't even see the seams anymore.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so we've glimpsed the spirit, the aura of Thang Long. Now let's see how that spirit actually shows up in the physical city. In the streets, the buildings.
Right, the tangible evidence.
Yeah. Because walking through Hanoi, it really is like stepping into the pages of its history. And that history is maybe most vividly told in its two distinct hearts. The Old Quarter and the French Quarter.
Side by side, yet worlds apart in many ways.
Exactly. So close geographically, but telling vastly different stories. One is all about indigenous commerce, community, centuries of Vietnamese life. The other, foreign power, colonial ambition. Exploring them helps you understand that core duality of Hanoi.
Absolutely essential.
So let's start by diving right into the Old Quarter. This is, no question, the city's ancient commercial and spiritual core.
The heartbeat.
Totally. When you're there, you're not just on a street, you're in this pulsating labyrinth. You can almost feel the millennium of history echoing in those narrow alleys.
It's dense.
And the layout is completely organic, isn't it? Like a spider web, not planned out, just grew over time with trade and daily life.
Exactly. The rhythm of commerce shaped it.
There's this beautiful chaos, a kind of controlled disorder that just feels so Hanoian. And the architecture, if you look closely, those tube houses.
Ah, yes, the tube houses. Fascinating.
They tell an amazing story of ingenuity, right? They weren't just a style choice.
No, it was practical. A reaction.
Yeah, a clever, almost defiant response to this old feudal tax system. Taxes were based on how wide your shop front was.
Right, the street frontage. So width was expensive.
So what did the merchants do? They built deep instead of wide, creating these unique, tunnel-like homes and shops stretching way, way back, often with courtyards inside for light and air.
Incredible adaptation.
They really define the quarter, a physical result of resourcefulness.
And that's a perfect tangible example of that indigenous ingenuity we were talking about, adapting to the socioeconomic pressures. Not just obeying the rules, but finding a clever way to thrive within them, shaping the city in a way that's still visible and functional today.
Making a virtue out of necessity, that resilience again.
Exactly. The spirit of Thang Long in bricks and mortar.
And this whole area, it's famously known as the 36 streets, right?
Though the number's more symbolic now.
Right. But historically, each street had its own guild, specializing in one particular craft or product.
That's the tradition. And incredibly, that legacy still lives on today. A walk through the quarter is like a living history lesson, a sensory scavenger hunt.
You can still see it.
Oh, absolutely. Wander down Hangback, that's Silver Street, and you'll see artisans crafting intricate jewelry, tiny hammers tapping away, techniques passed down for generations.
Wow.
Or Hangai, Silk Street, dazzling colors, beautiful fabrics spilling out of the shops.
I can picture it.
And Hang Ma, Paper Offering Street, especially around festivals like Tet. It just explodes with color lanterns, ceremonial papers, decorations, a total riot.
It sounds amazing, like the past is right there.
And that specialization, historically, it did more than just organized trade. It fostered this really unique sense of community on each street.
Like little villages within the city.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Each street had its own rhythm, its own traditions, apprenticeships. Life and work were totally intertwined. It created this social cohesion, this collective identity that you can still feel traces of today.
Fascinating. And anchoring this whole labyrinth right at the heart of it is Hoan Kiem Lake.
Ah, the lake, yes. The spiritual nucleus.
It's more than just a pretty lake, isn't it? It's where history and legend just seem to merge.
They really do. Its name even tells a story. Hoan Kiem, Lake of the Returned Sword.
Right, the legend of Vietnamese independence. Tell us that story again.
Okay, so back in the 15th century, Vietnam struggling against the occupying Ming Chinese. The future emperor, Le Loi, is given this magical sword. By the Dragon King, via a fisherman initially, legend says. With this divine sword, he rallies the people, defeats the Ming, secures independence. Huge victory.
Okay.
Afterwards, he's boating on this very lake, and suddenly this giant golden turtle god surfaces, reclaims the sword on behalf of the Dragon King, and disappears back into the water.
Wow. Return the sword, Hoan Kiem.
Exactly. And that story, it's not just a fairy tale. It transforms the lake into this potent, living symbol of Vietnam's sovereignty, its divine protection, its unbreakable spirit. It's a foundational narrative connecting modern Hanoi right back to this epic past.
And you feel that connection when you're there. It's still such a vital part of daily life.
Oh, absolutely. Go at dawn.
What happens then?
The shores are filled with people practicing Tai Chi, slow, graceful movements reflected in the water. It's incredibly peaceful.
Nice.
Throughout the day, it's a place for quiet thought, young couples strolling, university students practicing English with tourists.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, they're really eager. And on weekends, they close the surrounding roads to traffic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it becomes this massive pedestrian zone. Families, street performers, food stalls everywhere.
Yeah.
Just buzzing with life.
Sounds fantastic. And there are those iconic structures on the lake, too. The little tower.
The Barua, the turtle tower, on that little islet in the middle. Very mysterious looking.
Yeah. And that bright red bridge.
The Huck Bridge, Bridge of the Rising Sun, leads to Dak Sun Temple on Jade Island, another spiritual anchor.
Yeah.
Beautiful spot.
So beyond the lake, the Old Quarter has other specific landmarks, right? Places with deep history.
Definitely. Take Xuan Market,
Okay.
built by the French, actually, back in 1889. But it's the largest indoor market in Hanoi. Stepping inside, it's intense.
How so?
Just this chaotic, exhilarating hub of commerce. Everything imaginable is there. Fresh produce, spices, textiles, handicrafts, household stuff, the noise, the smells, the energy. It's pure Hanoi.
A microcosm of the city's commercial drive.
Exactly, where the pulse of daily life just beats really strong, connecting past trading traditions with today's hustle.
Got it. What else? Any really old sites?
Bach Ma Temple, said to be the oldest temple in the city, maybe 9th century.
Bach Ma, white horse.
That's it, and it's tied right into the founding legend of Thang Long. Remember King Lai Taitaito struggling to build the citadel walls?
Yeah, they kept collapsing.
Legend says a white horse appeared, guided him where to build, then vanished. This temple honors that guardian spirit. You feel that ancient connection inside with the incense and carvings.
Divine guidance literally shaping the city. Amazing.
What about seeing inside one of those tube houses?
Ah, for that, you need Ma May Ancient House, 87 Ma May Street.
Okay.
It's a beautifully preserved 19th century merchant's house, a rare survivor. Stepping inside, you immediately get that tube house layout we talked about.
Long and narrow.
Yep, with inner courtyards for light, dark wood furniture, ancestral altars. It's like a time capsule. You can really picture life back then.
Gives you a real glimpse. And wasn't there a gate you mentioned? The last remaining one.
Oh, Quan Chuong Gate, yes. The last of the original 21 gates of Old Thang Long, built in 1749.
Wow.
It's weathered stones, that big archway. It just stands there as this proud symbol of Hanoi's endurance, a silent witness to centuries of change.
A powerful reminder. But maybe the most surreal sight has to be Train Street.
Oh, Train Street, yeah.
Yeah.
That's something else.
I mean, it perfectly captures that Hanoian ability to adapt, doesn't it? An operational railway line. Inches from people's homes and cafes.
Inches. It's unbelievable until you see it. Twice a day, everything just stops for a moment. Shopkeepers calmly pull their stuff back, kids ushered inside, tourists like us pressing against the walls.
Holding your breath.
Then this massive train just thunders through this impossibly narrow space, brushing past laundry lines.
A noise, it vibrates right through you.
And then, poof, it's gone. And life instantly snaps back. Tables reappear, coffee starts brewing again.
Like nothing happened.
It's this breathtaking, almost absurd ballet. A perfect metaphor, you said, for adapting life to the extraordinary.
It really is. That nonchalance is key. It's not a struggle. It's just part of the rhythm. It truly exemplifies that living force of adaptation, that practicality, turning a hazard into just part of the day.
Okay, hold that image of adaptation, because now we're shifting gears completely. A short walk away from the old quarter's tangled lanes.
And you're in another world.
Totally. The French Quarter, born not from organic growth, but from deliberate, calculated design.
Planned from the start.
Yeah. Conceived and built as the administrative, political heart of French Indochina. A grand statement.
And every part of that design was meant as an unambiguous statement. Colonial power, prestige, permanence, projecting authority.
You feel it immediately. The atmosphere changes. That buzzing energy of the old quarter, it gives way to this planned elegance, a sort of refined tranquility.
Almost a hush sometimes.
Wide, grand boulevards shaded by huge trees, monumental buildings, that butter yellow ochre, green shutters, columns, wrought iron balconies.
Classic French colonial style.
And the layout itself a geometric grid. So different from the old quarter's organic paths. It feels like stepping into a small, tropical Paris, an echo of that colonial era.
It's a striking contrast, isn't it? Imposed order versus natural evolution. Overlaying a European model onto an Asian landscape.
Yeah.
Beautiful, yes, but designed to assert control.
A visual lesson in cultural imposition. And it's packed with these incredible landmarks, each telling part of that colonial story, like the Opera House.
Ah, the Opera House. The jewel in the crown, for sure.
Completed 1911, right? Modeled on the Palais Garnier in Paris. Just opulent.
Totally. Neo-Baroque masterpiece. It was the absolute center of colonial high society. Imagine the grand balls, the officials, the gowns.
Stepping onto those marble staircases.
Crystal chandeliers, imported tiles. It was built to showcase French cultural glory, imperial might, a stage for performing power.
And then there's the Metropole Hotel, Sofitel, legend Metropole now. More than just a hotel, you said.
Oh, it's a living museum. Opened 1901, Grand Metropole Hotel back then. Its guest book is like a who's who of the 20th century.
Residents, writers, movie stars.
Graham Greene, Charlie Chaplin. You can almost feel their ghosts in the halls.
Imagine the stories those walls could tell.
Significant history unfolded there, personal and political. A place steeped in narrative.
And St. Joseph's Cathedral, that imposing church.
Neo-Gothic, yeah. Consecrated 1886. Very reminiscent of Notre Dame in Paris.
Twin towers, stained glass.
And crucially, it was one of the very first things the French built after taking control. A powerful symbol of the Catholic mission that helped justify the whole colonial project. Religion and empire intertwined.
Makes sense. And then the government buildings project that same authority. The presidential palace.
Formerly the palace of the Governor-General of Indochina. The ultimate symbol of French rule. that lavish Beaux-Arts style, pure grandeur.
And other buildings nearby, like the State Bank.
Superb Art Deco example, still feels important, serious, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It all contributes to this stately, governmental feel, a unified front of colonial administration.
But amidst all this grandeur, this colonial aesthetic, there's a darker side, a site that tells a much tougher story.
Hoa Lo Prison.
Hoa Lo Prison, nicknamed the Hanoi Hilton by American POWs later, but its history started much earlier.
Much earlier. Built by the French in 1896. Maison Centrale, they called it, the central house.
And its purpose?
From the start, it was a brutal prison for Vietnamese political prisoners, revolutionaries fighting for independence from France, a place of incredible suffering, but also resistance.
And today it's a museum.
Parts of it, yes. The remaining gatehouse and sections, it powerfully chronicles that dual history you yesterday. The French colonial repression, the Vietnamese struggle. It's a crucial counter-narrative.
Why crucial?
Because it stops us from being too seduced by the beauty of the architecture alone. It forces us to remember the human cost, the oppression that underpinned the whole colonial project. It demands we face the full, complex truth.
That's so important. So pulling back again, these two quarters, the Vietnamese Old Quarter and the French Quarter, their juxtaposition is the story of Hanoi, isn't it?
It truly is the essential story. They aren't separate things. They're two halves of a complex whole, in constant dialogue, sometimes clashing, sometimes blending across the centuries.
And the city's modern identity isn't about choosing one or the other.
No, exactly. It lies in embracing both, preserving the ancient while reclaiming and reinterpreting the colonial. A walk between them isn't just a change of scenery. It's a journey through Hanoi's complex, conflicted, but ultimately resilient soul. The Thang Long aura made visible.
Incredible. Okay, so we've walked the streets, felt the history in the stones. Now, let's shift focus again to the big institutions, the pillars of Vietnamese national identity.
Beyond the urban fabric itself.
Right. These aren't just tourist spots, they feel like sacred sites almost, telling the story of the nation's intellectual roots, its revolutionary birth, the diversity of its people. Visiting them gives you a much deeper understanding of how Vietnam sees itself.
How it consciously tells its own story.
Exactly. Let's start with the seat of learning, the Temple of Literature, Van Nho Quoc Tu Jam.
A truly special place.
What's amazing is realizing Hanoi was the center of great learning long before the French ever showed up, centuries before.
Absolutely. This temple's the proof, an oasis of calm, founded way back in 1070.
By Emperor Li Thantong.
That's right. Dedicated initially to Confucius, honoring his teachings on ethics, morality, good governance.
But it became more than just a temple.
Oh yes, very quickly. Just 6 years later, 1076, it became Vietnam's first national university, the Imperial Academy, Quoc Tu Jam.
Wow, first university.
And for over 700 years, it educated the nation's best and brightest, trained generations of scholars, mandarins, bureaucrats through this incredibly rigorous examination system.
So it's a symbol of?
A deep, deep cultural respect for scholarship, for knowledge, for meritocracy. It's fundamental to the Vietnamese worldview, valuing intellectual achievement.
And visiting it feels like a journey through courtyards.
It does. It's designed that way. A serene architectural journey through 5 distinct courtyards. Each one takes you deeper into contemplation. Grand gates, ancient trees casting shade.
And that iconic pavilion, the Quy Van Pavilion.
Ah, yes, the Constellation of Literature Pavilion. Built later, 1805. That elegant, two-tiered structure, it's actually the official symbol of modern Hanoi now.
No way, that little pavilion.
Yep, recognizing its profound connection to the city's intellectual heritage.
That's fantastic.
And nearby, you have the Well of Heavenly Clarity, Thien Quang Well, square shape for earth, contrasting with the circular pavilion gate representing heaven. All this deep symbolism of balance and harmony.
But the real treasures, those stone slabs on turtle.
The stone stelae, yes. 82 of them remain. In the third courtyard, each one on a carved stone turtle, symbol of longevity, wisdom, strength.
And what's carved on them?
They are literally a stone history of the nation's brightest minds. Starting in 1484, the names of every scholar who passed those incredibly tough royal exams, they were meticulously carved into these stones.
Every single one.
Everyone who passed. Over 1,300 names across the centuries. A permanent record of achievement, honoring the intellectual elite.
That's incredible, like a hall of fame in stone.
Exactly. UNESCO calls it Memory of the World Heritage. These silent stone guardians, they're just this deeply moving tribute to the power of education in Vietnamese culture, the belief that intellectual merit matters.
Truly powerful. Okay, so if the Temple of Literature is the ancient scholarly soul,
And the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum complex is the birth of modern, independent Vietnam.
right, big contrast, this huge complex in Ba Dinh Square.
The exact spot where Ho Chi Minh read the Declaration of Independence, September 2nd, 1945. A pivotal moment.
And for Vietnamese people, this isn't just a monument.
Oh no. It's the most sacred site in the country, a place of genuine pilgrimage. People come to pay respects to Bach Ho, Uncle Ho, often very emotionally.
And the complex itself tells his story.
It's carefully curated to do just that. Multiple sites telling the story of his life and the revolution. The centerpiece, of course, is the mausoleum,
The big granite building.
where his embalmed body lies in state, preserved. Which is interesting because it was actually against his own wish for a simple cremation.
Really? Why did they do it then?
Deep reverence, a desire by the party and the people to keep his physical presence as a perpetual symbol, a source of inspiration and unity.
And the design itself, Soviet-inspired.
The concept, yes, like Lenin's mausoleum, but it incorporates Vietnamese elements too, like the sloping roof resembling a traditional communal house, trying to ground it locally.
Interesting. But the most striking thing there, for me, is the contrast between the presidential palace
That huge, opulent French colonial building.
and right behind it, Ho Chi Minh's house.
His simple wooden stilt house, where he chose to live and work from 1958 until he died, shunning the palace.
That says so much.
It perfectly encapsulates his image.
Mhm.
Man of the people. Simple life, rejecting the trappings of power, huge symbolic power. Leadership by example.
Yeah. What else is in the complex?
There's the Ho Chi Minh Museum,
Wow.
big Soviet-style building, documents his life, the revolution, traces his whole journey.
Okay.
And nearby, almost tucked away, is the one-pillar pagoda. Small but really significant historically.
That delicate one looks like a flower.
Exactly. 11th century. Built to resemble a lotus blossom rising from the water, symbol of purity, enlightenment in Buddhism.
Why is it included there in the Ho complex?
It's significant. It subtly links the modern revolutionary state back to Vietnam's ancient spiritual traditions, its Buddhist heritage.
Ah, showing continuity.
Right. Saying the spirit of Vietnam is older and deeper than just the modern political state, grounding the new in the ancient.
Clever. Okay, so beyond these huge institutions, Hanoi's soul also shines through in its arts, right? And its efforts to show the diversity of its people.
Absolutely. And you can't talk about unique Vietnamese art without mentioning water puppetry.
Oh, yeah. That sounds amazing.
It really is enchanting. And uniquely Vietnamese. Its origins go back over 1,000 years.
Where did it start?
Not in theaters. In the flooded rice paddies of the Red River Delta, it was entertainment for farmers.
Seriously, in the water.
Yep, standing waist deep, using long bamboo rods and strings to manipulate these lacquered wooden puppets behind a screen. A real community spectacle.
That's incredible. Born from the landscape itself.
Exactly. And today, you can see it at the Thang Long Water Puppet Theater, right by Hoan Kiem Lake.
What's a show like?
Captivating. The stage is a pool of water. The puppets seem to just glide and dance magically on the surface. There's a live orchestra playing traditional Vietnamese music, gongs, flutes, drums. Adds so much atmosphere.
And the stories are these charming vignettes of rural life, folklore, farming, fishing, funny dragons, heroes, connects you right back to that heritage.
It's a brilliant example of culture springing directly from the environment and people's lives. Organically Vietnamese.
Now, something you said earlier really struck me. Vietnam isn't monolithic. It's made up of many different groups.
54 distinct ethnic groups, yes. Crucial to understand that, each with its own language, traditions, customs, a vibrant mosaic.
And the best place to see that diversity is?
The Vietnam Museum of Ethnology. Superb museum. Really well done.
How is it organized?
3 main areas. An indoor exhibition in this cool building shaped like a Bronze Age drum. Over 15,000 artifacts, textiles, masks, tools. Gives you incredible insight.
Okay.
But the real highlight for many is the outdoor exhibition. It's fantastic.
What's out there?
Full-scale replicas of traditional houses from different ethnic groups. You can walk right inside them.
Like what kind of houses?
Towering stilt houses of the Tay people, designed for floodplains. Impressive communal longhouses of the Eid, where whole extended families live together. It's truly immersive.
So you're not just looking at objects, you're walking through their world.
Exactly. It brings the country's diversity to life in a way displays just can't. Powerfully shows that Vietnamese identity is this rich tapestry, not one single thing. challenges simplistic views.
So important. And finally, there's a museum focused on women.
Yes, the Vietnamese Women's Museum, essential viewing, really, provides a perspective that's often overlooked in history, run by the Women's Union of Vietnam.
And what does it cover?
3 powerful permanent exhibitions. Women and Family looks at the life cycle, marriage, birth, family roles across different ethnic groups.
Okay.
Women's Fashion showcases traditional costumes, beautiful artistry, textiles, designs celebrating female identity.
And the third?
Women in History. This one is incredibly moving. Tells the stories of heroines, from ancient legends like the Trung sisters who fought the Chinese,
For centuries.
right, all the way up to the women who fought bravely in the wars against the French and Americans, often on the front lines. Stories of incredible resilience, patriotism, contribution. It completes the picture of the nation's story.
Wow. What an incredible, multifaceted journey we've taken through Hanoi today. Just amazing.
It really covers so much ground, doesn't it? From those first sensory hits on the street
Yeah, the horns, the smells.
to the ancient dragon legends, the grand institutions, the vibrant culture, the diversity.
We've really seen how the city is defined by those profound dualities you mentioned, ancient and modern, Vietnamese and French influenced.
And that incredible resilience, that capacity for synthesis, for weaving things together.
You've really shown us, and hopefully everyone listening, how Hanoi weaves these seemingly opposite threads, tradition and modernity, local and foreign, history and daily life, into this rich, authentic tapestry, constantly negotiating its past with its present.
And that ability, to adapt, to absorb, to transform influences without losing its core self. It offers a powerful lesson, I think.
How so?
Well, it helps us understand any complex culture, sure.
Yeah.
But maybe it also helps us understand our own capacity for change, for adaptation in this fast-moving world. That Thang Long aura, it's not history locked away. It's a living force shaping the city now.
That's a great point. So as we reflect on Hanoi's amazing ability to be so many things at once, ancient, modern, Vietnamese, touched by France, serene, chaotic, and somehow to be all of them authentically, what does that teach us about identity itself?
Good question.
Not just for a city, maybe, but for us, as individuals navigating this constantly changing world.
Well, perhaps it's a reminder, a profound one, that true strength, true identity, it isn't found in trying to be rigidly pure or static, unchanging.
Right.
Maybe strength lies in the vibrant, sometimes messy, but endlessly creative interplay of all the things that shape us.
Right.
All the influences, histories, experiences. That's what creates something truly unique, resilient, and enduring.